Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all, let's get to the first episode of Heart and Hustle Houston. This is the recap, okay? And you know it came on last Saturday on. It comes on at 9/8 Central. Okay, so the show opens with Latoya Lemon. She's an award-winning publicist and she's the co-owner of Rain HTX. So she invited the ladies out so that, you know, they can give her their feedback on the place, the food, the service, and she wanted everything to be on point. That's what she told the chef. Look, I want everything to be on point. These women are powerful women, and I want them to share their experience over here, right, on their social media, you know, to help spread the word, right? So the first person to arrive was Chloe. She's Houston's premier wedding and event planner. She came in giving compliments. She loved the island vibe. She thought everything was cute, and she wanted to take pictures of the place. So the next person to arrive was Labrina Jackson. She owns Escape Spot, and baby, I love her voice. I just love it. Then Rosia, I think that's how you say it, but they call her Ro, so I'm gonna call her Ro. She arrived. She says she's a general manager and she consults nightclubs and bars. The next person to arrive was Manera Page. She's an electrical engineer turned content creator. And then we have Elena, and she's the owner of the most sought out makeup studio in Texas. So Elena says that she loves Latoya because she's so sweet and thoughtful. And Labrina, she lets us know that even though Manera seems very reserved and quiet, don't try her, okay? Because she plays no games. So Latoya fills the ladies in on how the opportunity for the restaurant came about. She thought that her longtime client wanted her to know, like, help plan it out, get the PR going, but he was looking for a partner and they wanted her. She was excited but unsure about it at the same time. Once she saw the work that had to go into it, then she started calculating them numbers that really had her worried. But she has put a lot into it, and as she says, either she nails it or it's gonna nail her. So they noticed that Elena doesn't have on her wedding ring. She said she didn't wear it because it was silver. You know, basically like, it don't go with my outfit. Labrina was like, baby, she wish her husband would walk around without his ring on. Chloe said that it would bother her if her person didn't wear their ring. In her confessionals, Elena says that her and her husband are dealing with a lot, but in front of the ladies, she was trying to make it seem like it wasn't, you know, a big deal that she didn't have her ring on. Like, we've been married for a long time, so, you know, hey, it is what it is. She says that she met him when she was a junior in high school and he was a senior in high school. So Chloe was like, and you've never been with another man since him? Elena says never. Child, Chloe gonna say, girl, that's it. I was like, wait a minute, girl, did you just say that? So everybody like, wait, you trying to tell her that she need to cheat? And she's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. It's just that, according to Chloe, she said, baby, I get bored, and I get bored easily. So if we're gonna be in this thing together forever, that thing better be thangin', and it better be hot and nasty, okay? Then Elena starts talking about her transition and them taking a step back, taking a breather. So Chloe thought she was saying that her and her husband were breaking up. Elena says, no, that's not what I'm saying. But, you know, when you hear somebody say breather, you do think they say, okay, we finna break up, finna be on the break, whatever. Even though Elena is the one who brought up the situation with her husband, in her confessional, she said she wasn't ready to talk about it right then. Well, in my opinion, maybe that's what she should have told the ladies instead of talking about transitions and finding herself. So Chloe says she's been through a lot. So when she hears somebody say breather, she's going to think they're breaking up, sleeping in separate rooms, and she's still talking, but then Elena interjects and says, well, we are sleeping in separate rooms. And they're looking at her like, what? We didn't know that. But again, this is information that Elena shared on her own now. So after she says this, Rose says, so is that why you're really not wearing your ring? You know, like for real? Which was a valid question, but Elena didn't answer because all the women were talking at the same time. Again, in her confessional, now she's doing a whole bunch of talking. That's what she do her most talking at in the confessional, right? So Elena says to her, not wearing her ring doesn't take away from who she is as a wife. And that's true. But why did you really take it off? So Chloe wanted to know if Elena ever feels like she's outgrowing Josh, that's her husband's name, then Rose says, Elena, you a baddie. And Chloe agrees. Elena says, I am and I appreciate it, but Josh fine too. Baby, why Chloe say, Josh ain't that fit? Now, I would have been Rose, sitting over there with my hand across my face like, did this girl just say what I think she said? Like, girl, what are you talking about? But that's just who she is. Like, I know me, I've been laughing like, girl, what is wrong with you? So they're still going back and forth with he's fine, he's not fine. Elena telling her not to be talking about her man while looking at the other ladies for a reassurance that he's fine. Now all the other ladies in their confessionals like, Chloe, you need to reel it back, baby. Chloe leans over to Manera and asks, is Josh fine? And Manera says she doesn't look at Josh in that way. And Chloe was like, me neither. Then she kind of, like bust her body, like how you make it like you got muscles, like you buff and stuff. That's how she did. Like, I'm talking like fine like this. Like, that's what she meant by fine. And Elena is going on and on about his shoe game. He be dressed on point. He's smart, this, that, and the other. And Chloe says, I'm not saying he's ugly. Why Rose sitting back there and instigate talking about, well, you just said he was ugly. Now, I did not hear Chloe say Josh is ugly. Now, maybe saying a man isn't fine to some people is saying that he is ugly. I don't know, but whenever I hear fine, I'm thinking about the build of a person, right? Sort of like when Tyrese first came out, and some women were like, baby, from the neck down, he is fine. Just give him somebody else's face. You see what I'm saying? Like that. Then they asked Chloe about her relationship, which is with Jordan, who is 28. Chloe is 45. When she says that they're 17 years apart, Elena says, oh, no, that's not that bad. Labrina feels like it is because men are behind the curve when it comes to women, and that Jordan can't be giving Chloe nothing but that thing, laying that pipe down. You know what I'm saying? Because to her, there's no way that they have anything in common. And I always wonder, what is the common people be looking for in folks in those type of relationships? Like, what is the common that you want them to have? Because I'm listening to Elena over there who seems like her husband ain't on the same page or have anything in common right now. And they around the same age, probably off by a year or two. And I know y'all sitting over there talking about waves, you go through waves and stuff, but baby, when it comes to Elena and her husband, if they going through them waves, one of them that got washed ashore. Cause all Elena been saying is that they've separated, and we done separated this, and we done transitioned that. So, I don't know. So, Manera feels like Chloe is just living her best life. So, baby, do you, girl. Then Chloe, she put Ro on blast and says she dating a young man too while she's sitting over there quiet. I'm like, what? I thought we come over here to eat some food. But anyway, then they wonder what's taking so long with the food. Latoya has to remind them that they're not open. Like, this is just a soft opening. But Labrina, she feels like whether it's a soft opening or a hard opening, the service should still be top tier. And I agree. It's just like in sports. When you're at practice, they always tell you practice like it's the real thing. But Latoya says that she'll have to disagree with Labrina because resources are different across the board. And Labrina explains that even though she doesn't have the same resources as a spa that's in the Four Seasons, she still has to meet that standard. Elena brings up the usual, we tend to be hard on us. And Latoya says that we don't get second chances. And that was really Labrina's whole point. We don't get second chances. So beat them before it's a one and done. So Latoya said that, she doesn't know everything about the business and she's not going to act like it. And that's why she wants to bring Ro along, because she has her footprint in the game. And she's been in the game for a minute now. So she's open to suggestions and tips and possibly adding Ro to the team. So the next day, Latoya invited Elena over to check on her to make sure she was good after the conversation surrounding her marriage. Elena felt like the comments about Josh, like that was just too much. It was wild. Talking about when it comes to Chloe, Chloe can never pull the caliber of men that I have, i.e. my husband. Well, girl, your husband would be your only i.e. since y'all got together in high school and you said you never been with anybody else. Then Latoya says, I just want to make sure you good. Cause see, when it come back, let's go back to this husband situation. And Chloe saying that the man ain't fine. Elena saying he is fine. She looking at the other women like he's fine. Like the expression on her face and how she was looking like he fine, right? Ma'am, if you think that your husband is fine, that's all that matters. It don't matter if nobody else at that table think that your husband is fine. As long as you think that your husband is fine. That's it. That's it. That's all. Okay. Now back to what I was saying. So Latoya, she just want to make sure that Elena is good, right? Elena says, I'm good. I'm great. Now see, there you go lying again. Because if y'all were so good and great, you would not have followed that with, I think once we're in a space we want to be in, once he's figured out where he wants to be and where I want to be, we'll be able to come together. What does that even mean, Elena? Like, do you know? Like, do Josh even know what you're talking about? Because, baby, I'm so confused. So then she explains that her and Josh have been in business for almost 10 years. He quit his full-time job. And now the next thing I say, this is how she worded it. For couples who work with their spouse. And that it puts a strain on the marriage. So she decided to separate their brands and focus on her career alone. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that came off as, I don't like that he quit his job. But he dressed it up as wanting to support me in my endeavors. But like, baby, you really in the way. And now you messing with the money. And it also makes me wonder, were there any indiscretions that took place? And Elena said that they relied on each other so much that they just need to find their own identities. So she separated their businesses so that she could just focus on growing hers on her own. So there's something going on, and maybe she'll reveal it eventually. Not sure what it is, but I just feel like it's something going on. So over at Labrina's, they're having couples night. Labrina and William, they've been together for a decade, married for 2. She invited Manira and her husband. They've been married for 11 years. And Elena and Josh, they arrived. She is happy that Labrina invited them out because she feels like that is something that is missing in their marriage. Like they need more of that. And Elena and Josh, they've been together, been married for 14 years and together for 21 years. They asked Elena like what was her advice for a long-term marriage. And she said the old lady sitting on the tree told her just be bucket naked and see if you have an argument then. Josh sitting over there talking about we can do that tonight. So where y'all gonna meet up at? In the living room? And then go back to your separate corners of the house while you sitting over there trying to act like everything good, not knowing that your wife done told these folks that y'all sleeping in separate rooms. Baby, this is crazy. So the ladies go outside, because they want to check on Elena. And she's back to these transitions that her and Josh are going through. Labrina wants her to know that they love her and that they're there for her. Like, girl, we're here for you. If it's anything that you want to let out, anything you want to get off your chest, we're here for you. And then she go lying again, talking about, I'm definitely in a different space from that. Over in her confessionals, again, she says she has apprehensions that her and Josh are working on themselves, and she has some insecurities with not having a perfect marriage. That's the problem right there. Labrina says that she has not been married for a decade, so she want to know, is the love, the passion, is it the same, or I just roll over and say, come on, let's get this over with. So Elena says that's another thing. She feels like that's the space that they're in as well. Ain't no fireworks between her and Josh. Now, baby, we get over there to Chloe's house. we meet her kids, her oldest son, his name is Nico, and then her twins. We see a throwback video of Chloe and her husband. They got married on their 7th year anniversary, but he passed away 2 months later from a massive heart attack. Nico, he stepped in. He's her support system. But right now, they not seeing eye to eye because Nico feel a way about her dating a younger dude that's basically almost his age or close. He's not here for it at all. When I say, when Ed Mike saw her come in, he was like, look, deuces, I'm out. But she want to talk to him. She want to have a conversation. See, like, Mike, what's really going on? What is the problem? And she know what the problem is. She know that he don't like the fact that she dating somebody that age. She don't like it. She don't like the space they're in. She don't like, it's like to her he's being kind of disrespectful to her. So she don't know what to do. And I feel like if Nico feels that strongly about it, why not get your own place? That way you won't have to run away when your mama come home. And my question to Chloe would be, would you be okay if Nico brought somebody home your age? If you would, then if you would feel away if Nico brought somebody home your age, then why do you feel it's okay for you to be with somebody their age? But if she on the side of, look, he grown, Nico grown, he 28, I can't tell him who he can or cannot be with, and I just want that same respect, hey, then you have to be willing to deal with the distance between you and your son. The distance, not the disrespect. So over there at Latoria's, her, Chloe, and Ro, they hanging out. Ro let them know that she quit the club because she didn't feel like Rico appreciated her, but Rico, baby, won't hear it. So Chloe brings up when she asks Ro, how do she go about, trying to holler at these YNs? And Ro is basically like, if it makes you happy, just roll with it. It's about a good time, not a long time. Latoria says she's interested in dating not no YNs, baby. She just ready to start talking to people. And they was like, girl, we need to get you a Nigerian. Now, why she need a Nigerian? I don't know. So Rose says that she's ready to settle down too. She said, baby, she need a 6'8", 6'12" athletic build man. Nothing short, honey. So the next scene is Elena going over to Labrina's house. She wanted to be open and honest with her about her and Josh. Elena says she's not the type to talk about her marriage or things that she's going through, but she feels like Labrina is someone she feels comfortable talking to. Elena explains that her family is very prim and proper, and they're worried about looking perfect. Going back to her saying that she don't have a perfect marriage, right? So that's why she keep a lot of stuff in. Labrina said, yeah, like living a lie. And Elena, she had to agree with it because that's the truth. She said that she mastered making it seem like she has it all together, to not show her weakness to others. I need her to get out of that mind frame that just because things aren't perfect, that makes it weak. She gonna have to get out of it. That don't make it weak. So she said her mom told her on multiple occasions that you don't walk around looking like what you're going through. She says that her and Josh are in a state of transition. Then she says, but when we come back together, the sex ain't never been a problem for her. So Labrina asked her when was the last time they got it in. Baby, she said 2 months ago. But she's sitting up there sounding like they just did something last night or something. Labrina said, oh girl, that thing got caught with. That people crazy. So Labrina lets Elena know there's nothing wrong with trying to figure it out, and that she's been cheated on like a dog, but the man she has today is not the same man from back then. She like, I ain't got nothing to hide, and there's nothing that she's ashamed of. And by Labrina sharing that made Elena feel comfortable sharing that Josh cheated on her when they were engaged. She said she didn't let anybody know because she did not want to be looked at as weak. There go their word again. And she broke down, but Labrina let her know that you could talk about it and it's okay, girl, let it out, because holding on and carrying that pain, that ain't healthy. But there really isn't too much Labrina can offer besides a listening ear and a strong shoulder, because She doesn't know Elena and Josh's next steps. And Elena was like, neither do we. And I sort of figured that the way she always answered the question with transitions, and we separated this and we need space for this. She said there are still things that she hasn't shared, and I believe it. And hey, I guess as we roll into the next couple of episodes, we'll start getting little bits and pieces, because I did see in the trailer where it looks like her and Josh went to therapy. So I'm interested in seeing what that's like. But baby, that was the first episode. What did y'all think about it? Again, for the 1,000th time, because I've been seeing everybody when they either doing a live or something, it's always somebody down there. Oh, I ain't watched because I thought this was a Carlos King. It's not Carlos King, y'all. This is Jesse Collins. So just give it a chance. Now, if you one of the ones like, oh, Love Marriage Huntsville gave me trauma, I'm burnt out, baby, don't even worry about it. Don't even try to put your emotions through this. Just go watch you some Lifetime, some Hallmark, a couple of Christmas movies. Like, cleanse your spirit, honey. Just cleanse the palate, alright? But for those of you who did watch the first episode, get down in the comments, y'all. Let's talk about it. And it's about 3 things in this first episode that I'm gonna come back and do different videos on, because I really want to know y'all thoughts about it. Okay,